Okay, thank you for coming, everyone. I want to call the meeting to order, workshop meeting. And the only thing I have on the agenda is to talk about the 2027 budget. I've included in the town board member packets a copy of a draft resolution, and this is the resolution that the town board would need to pass by 60% to override the tax cap levy at what, 2.1%? They say the 2% tax cap levy. And this actually needs to be, if we were to go over, it has to be filed prior to that. And I did circulate that before the meeting, so I think you guys had a chance to look at it. It's pretty standard. I think Bob actually gave it to me, Bob, our accountant. So I used the same language as that. And
Is there a certain date that has to be filed by?
it has to be filed before the final filing of the actual budget, which is November.
So we don't really have to vote on that
You
tonight.
don't have to vote on it. It's just a draft version of it. I mean, if you have things that you want to add to it, or, I mean, it's pretty boilerplate, I guess you would say. But uh, yeah, so I just wanted to get it in front of the board before, we get too far in to make sure that it's there and that we can create an action on it at some point if we need to. Ideally, probably better before we start the budgeting process. It would be good so we don't forget to do it. Because that would be bad should we go over the
I don't
2%.
think we'll forget.
I hope not, but
I think that would really be kind of ridiculous.
it would
We
be
could
bad.
forget.
So, does anyone have any more questions of the budget officer about, he had given us a great presentation. We all have it here. There's copies over there. Last time about some of our planning and what we're looking at with our budget numbers as far as going on in the future.
I think we have to look at that more.
Okay.
I think he gave us, the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd like to see some of the expenses and some where our increases were and a little bit more detail on it. And maybe I have to attend a fact meeting to give me a better idea on it.
So, yeah, this is more like a question for you. What do you feel you would need prior to starting our budgeting process? I guess if that's a better look for, you want to see the balance sheet, which we get every month, but you want to see it over time, and
and
what's happening.
a balance sheet gives you basically a glimpse. So if
Yeah.
somebody's doing a sale or something, they want to see how the business is doing. It's like a snapshot of the business and what the assets are and how well it is doing and everything
Yeah.
like that. And I want to just see, because I know we were going along and then all of a sudden this last time, we were really digging into the fund balance.
Right.
So I'd like to see more about the expenses, more about the changes in income, just so I have a better idea. I don't have enough and I gotta look into that as well, but that's just me.
Okay. I'm writing this down because I'm gonna have this to you before we start in August so that, so that you have as much information ahead of time to be able to start to work on it.
I'm gonna pull up some budgets and start looking at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, am I allowed to just stop in on the fact meeting?
Absolutely.
And just listen to what you guys have to say and stuff and where you guys are coming from. It would give me a better idea. Working with accounting, it kind of. Goes that way.
I'll include you on the next invite.
Okay. It's Thursdays, right? Or Tuesdays?
Tuesdays,
Okay.
Tuesdays, 7 o'clock.
And it's once a month?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We always meet the Tuesday before the board.
So you met this last Tuesday?
We-
Or is this a weird one?
We had an interview actually for
Right.
one of the people that we're proposing to put on there.
Yeah, they
So-
think,
Yeah.
one person sounded.
What happened to the other members that were on there?
You said there were 2 vacancies.
Yes, resign.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why did they resign?
Um,
Did they move or?
Well, one was, Peter Stoll, who missed 3 meetings in a row, and I just talked to him, I said, Peter, if you're gonna be on the back, you got already, your council, you have to, your attendance has to be much better, and he sent me a note saying that he left, that he was just gonna resign. And the other thing is, has also missed about 6 meetings now. She actually went back over to Germany, but.
Good reason to miss, I suppose.
Yeah.
I have some questions myself. Right here on this, it says, we've got a notice on it that it says that the tax levy has gone down by 224.3 thousand over the last 16 years. How come we don't have any other information about any of the other revenue since 2010? How much is the sales tax going up since 2010? Well, I can tell you the sales tax has gone up 223,000 in the last 16 years. In 2010, it was 210,000. In 2025, it was 433,000. So that number 223,000 kind of makes me think that 224 wasn't so far off. How much is our building permits going up since 2010? Well, I think our budget director and our fact should know those numbers. If you're gonna come to us and tell us we gotta raise taxes, you gotta have those numbers stone cold. You can't be just telling us this and saying, well, we think this. Our building permits were $8,000 in 2010, and our building permits were $90,000 in 2025. I know that. We want to talk about chips or we want to talk about mortgage taxes. I can tell you those. Our revenue, I know, but our revenue has gone up quite a bit more than the 224,000. So we need to talk about the expenditures. Where did expenditures go? Every time we get something from you, it says that we could cut the camp. Well, we had a camp and we had a pool in 2010, but there's a lot of things we didn't have in 2010, and I'd like to know what they are. And maybe we should cut those things, not the pool and the camp. But every time we're talked to about the pool and the camp. And I already know what a lot of the expenditures have gone up since 2010, but I'd like to hear it from somebody else, not me. And that, I guess, would be my request for the next meeting. And I will repeat these things at our town board meeting.
Steve will work on getting that together and we'll put everything together for the, for the town board. And if there's other
I want
things,
to have it in advance.
then you can have it ahead of time. And
I mean, before now, when we're told that we've got to increase. We probably should have had it before last month.
well, this was a good start, right.
It does not change the macro view of the fact that you're either, the town board is either gonna have to cut expenses or raise taxes or dramatically change through resolution, the surplus you got. Those numbers, the macro numbers, they are what they are.
Right.
We'll go with the detail.
Yeah, well, I think since the people that have these things in front of them are the ones that have to make the decision, we should have those numbers to make the decision. I mean, you can say macro numbers, you can say micro numbers. If we're gonna make the decisions and be responsible for it, I'd like to have those numbers.
Well, David, since you've been voting on the budget for the last, I don't know how many years you've been on the town board, and you've seen the budget and the numbers and the P&L, every single one. None of this should be a surprise to you if you've been watching it, so I'll be more than happy to.
I'm surprised the way you went about this, and I'm surprised that all of a sudden we had to put $200,000 from our fund balance in to save ourselves. Quite honestly, I can't understand, and I'd like to ask a question. In 2025, we spent $149,483, and I don't know exactly how many cents on a pavilion. Where did that go in 2026? How do we have to pump more money in to survive 2026? Because we sure aren't putting up a second pavilion. What's the answer to that?
Sorry. Zero question.
Well, obviously, if we spent it in 2025, it was in the budget. So where is it now in 2026? How come our budget didn't go down in 2026 by as much money as we spent on the pavilion last year? Because we weren't buying two. Okay, well, believe me, I'm looking at it pretty close and I'll find, I'll have answers when I'm done.
I'm glad you are, and it's good that the board is in fact doing that, because if we had done a better job of it in the past, we wouldn't be where we are today, where this is coming as a surprise.
Yeah, okay.
David, is it, I mean, I'm just looking here at all of the notes that we have in front of us. I mean, we had extraordinary expenses of over $1 million to upgrade the highway department equipment over the past 5 years, and that wasn't true prior.
What was the highway budget in 2010?
I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe we should figure that out and ask what it was in 2025, 2026, and then we'll have some answers, because it's been cut since then.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're looking at extraordinary expenses.
It's
I think
not
that-
just expenses. Okay. We'll see.
We have to do a deep dive into both before we.
One
start
number
doing-
doesn't, what I'm
Yes.
saying, one number doesn't make it happen for all of us.
Right, we
And
have.
I
to
would
look
hope
at
everybody would
everything.
understand that.
I agree.
And I've had people, the residents talk to me and say, listen, we're tightening our belt.
Yep.
Can the town tighten their belt somehow? And so we're
That's a
gonna,
valid question.
so we're gonna be working on that.
Yeah,
I'm only familiar with the highway budget since 2016. The only thing that has gone up in the highway budget since then has been employee salary line.
and
Everything
insurance.
else, actually,
Yeah,
the
well,
road
that's,
repair budget got cut 25,000.
Yeah.
Back when Art was here one year.
Yeah.
And I've been living with that. The numbers have all stayed the same all through my tenure.
Well, you were on the town board though, when Art became supervisor.
Yeah.
And actually, the highway budget got cut pretty good back then.
It got raised exponentially back in, I believe, 2008.
2007, 2008, it got
Yeah.
raised a lot right after Jerry Simons
Then-
passed away, when Tom Diaz took
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
But and
And it's gone gradual decreases since then.
it's been going down ever since then.
And we're in the term, we were getting increased sales tax revenue.
Exactly. But your chips has gone up over $250,000 since 2010. I know what that number is.
It was 160, I think, when I started.
It was it was 105 in 2010. And what was the check you just cashed this year?
It should have come in, I don't know if it has yet or not.
Wasn't it 361?
186, we're slated to get to 368 to it.
Exactly, but we got 105 in 2010. So that's a pretty big increase.
I think we need to look into things more.
Okay, so we will have all that stuff for you before the August meeting. And so we can start. to
I'll
do
try to
that.
attend to look at what's going on, see,
Yeah,
just so I understand.
yeah,
That's about it.
there's a lot, to
Oh
go
my God.
into it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, does anyone else have any questions? They want to ask? All right,
While we're talking about budgeting, I've been pricing new payloaders. It was
okay,
on the capital plan for this year. And because the truck we got last year was so late getting here. We kind of pushed it off, but we really should consider replacing it. It's 15 years old, the one we have now, we're running. It's starting to get some electrical gremlins
So
where you have to stop and shut it off and get lights to go out and reset and you start back up and go on. But I've got a couple prices here, quotes. One from Caterpillar and one from John Deere. Caterpillar can get us in one for the list price of it is $255,000. That's with a forklift attachment and a sweeper attachment to go on the front. Which we can use to eliminate having to rent a sweeper every spring for 3,000-4,000. And the payments, 4.99 interest or. I know it's 38,000 for 7 years and 56 over 5 years would be the payments on it. For their financing. That's allowing us 25,000 for our old. John Deere was, would now allow us a little more, but they were more money for. The machine by 10,000. They'd allow us 5,000 more for our old one. But they did not include the sweeper or the fork attachment, just a bucket.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I consider the Caterpillar a much better price.
So it's the 255 with the 125 subtracted out from ours, or is it that
It's 230 with ours as trade-in.
It's 25, not
25?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I wish.
I didn't know how much they go for anymore.
Actually, that's a pretty good price in all reality.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, I mean, versus
If
putting
you-
it
if
to
you go-
auction,
If you go in as a private contractor,
you know, that might be
These are
the
priced from
best.
Sourcewell.
Okay,
maybe we ought to have Jim get a price and see what he finds it as. Yeah, why don't you? And then we'll know what they're giving to contractors.
honestly, that price doesn't scare me because the county just bought one too, and they
That's-
paid more, so
That's what it is.
yeah,
you know,
that's
just-
what it
And
is.
quite
Yeah,
honestly,
You know. How we gotta finance it.
right, exactly.
with the sweeper, that's actually a really good thing, quite honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Cause usually I rent one every spring, between 3,000 and 4,000 it usually costs, and we only have it for a month, where this I'd be able to utilize it any time.
Right.
And we could utilize it quite often. Yeah,
And I mean, it's an essential piece of equipment for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be without it.
yeah, so, you know, if it goes down in the winter during the snow, then. we're
Yeah.
not- You have a problem.
I will say that electrical, trying to track down electrical issues.
Once you get electrical problems,
It's very
you got
difficult.
problems.
Yeah, it's got a habit of, big red stop sign up on in the dash. And it says stop,
Hmm,
shut it off, let it sit for a couple minutes, start it back up. Fine.
Hmm.
But one of these days. And probably when we can at least afford it, it won't be fine.
I think it's telling us something. That stop is telling us something.
No, Basically, the old one is paid off and everything,
Oh, yeah.
it's all done.
Okay. Anything else? All right, I guess I'll make a motion to adjourn. Did I have a second? You make a motion? Somebody second it?
Second.
All in favor? Awesome, aye. All right. 10 minutes, so.